Hey everyone, can you believe it's March 2022 already? It only seems like a million years ago that it was March 2020. There's only 8 games in this month's Humble Choice, but you could rightly argue that you actually have 11, as Mass Effect is 3 games in one pack. So let's get started. Desperados III is a story-driven, hardcore tactical stealth game. You sneaky sneak, take out bad guys, and then either hide them in the bushes or throw them off a cliff like I apparently did.
Let's go.
It's pretty good, and if you like your tactical stealth games, then this one's worth a look.
Where'd they all come from?
Next up is the big ticket item for this month, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is a remaster of the Mass Effect trilogy of games, starting with 2007's Mass Effect, where you discover the existence of a threat to the universe and you have to balance RPG diplomacy with face shooting. From there we have 2010's sequel, Mass Effect 2, where we continue the fight against the Reapers, and we finish the trio with Mass Effect 3, where the Reapers have finally made it to Earth and we're in full-on doomsday. The graphical updates are nice, and there are some quality of life tweaks like being able to sprint outside of combat and better teammate controls. Don't worry, I'm sure the bugs are still there too, but thankfully I've not been trapped in the landscape yet and I've managed to complete Mass Effect 1 without it happening once. Witchcraft. I actually bought Mass Effect Legendary Edition already, so this is my giveaway for this month. As ever, if you want to win, just like and subscribe and drop a comment that you want to win and I'll do the rest. There'll be a post on Twitter linking to this video, so if you retweet then you'll get an extra chance to win. On the face of it, this is a well animated and well presented fighting game. As soon as you start playing, you realise that it's basically a Smash knockoff, including that infuriating thing where you knock someone into the abyss and they seemingly walk on air. If you like Smash, you might tolerate this. If you want to play Ninja Turtles, Zim, Ren and Stimpy, Powdered Toast Man, or a host of other Nickelodeon characters, then you might like it. For me, it's a no. This is a horror game with apparently a 4 to 11 hour playtime. Unlike a lot of horror games, it's genuinely unnerving and visually very, very nice. There's lots of detail to models and textures, and the quality feels very high. I can see why they decided to make cinematic feeling horror experiences. They're certainly very, very good at it. I'd definitely like to check out more in the series and would recommend horror fans give it a go. This is an infiltration strategy action game, and it reminds me a little of games like Alien Breed and Shadowgrounds. My only gripe is the control system. I wish I'd chosen WASD keys instead of the developers' recommended defaults. Why would B and N be rotating the camera when WASD is for moving the camera? Surely Q and E are right there. Manual aim disables Overwatch mode, so you have to re-enable it afterwards for auto-fire, and you can't really dip in and out of that. Then you have caps lock for manual firing, holding shift for temporary manual firing, and moving and doing stuff is on the right mouse button, and left mouse button is for shooting. That feels like they should be reversed, but it's probably just years of playing Diablo that makes me think that. It takes some getting used to. Initial complaints aside, the game is visually nice and the gameplay is solid. This is an isometric city builder set in ancient Mesopotamia. You start out with some villagers and then a farm and then grow crops to make bread and progress from there. There's just enough hand-holding while explaining the core concepts and options to get you started. If you like city builders and fancy some good clean Sumerian fun, you should check it out. Police Stories is a top-down shooter, and it reminds me a tiny bit of GTA 2 for some reason. It's tactical, so you have to enter scenarios and detain suspects without getting your face shot off, and if you get killed you restart the scenario to try again. It's not bad, there's just enough tactics to keep it interesting and just enough action to not be boring. And lastly we have Evans Remains. This is a mystery thriller puzzle adventure. The puzzles are basically a series of platforms and switches, and between each puzzle is a ton of slow dialogue that ultimately you'll start fast forwarding and then skipping altogether. Luckily the menu has an option for both skipping dialogue and skipping puzzles. After half an hour I don't think I found anything I really got into, and the puzzles weren't interesting enough to keep wading through the game. If you like the look of it then you'll probably enjoy it, but I think ultimately I'm not the target audience for this game. So that's it. Mass Effect aside, I'm only interested in Man of Medan, so I'll be playing more of that. What do you think? Is there anything in here that's caught your eye? Is it a month to pause? Is it just worth buying the lowest price tier for Mass Effect? Let me know in the comments. And once again, for the Mass Effect giveaway, just like if you want and subscribe, and let me know in the comments that you want to win. For a second chance to win, retweet this video's post on Twitter and I'll draw a winner out of all the entrants next Friday probably. Thanks so much to everyone who already followed, subscribed and generally interacted on here, Twitter or even on Twitch where I'm occasionally streaming. I really appreciate everyone's support. Take care and I'll see you for the next video.